For thousands of years, people have tried to understand the world by thinking about it, either on their own or together in groups. But you can't only think. You need to have experience to reflect on and think about what this means with others. Not everyone understands the world in the same way. Famous thinkers used to debate against each other in public forums, like in ancient Greece. But now they fight each other on social media, arguably leading to a less understanding society. There are, then, different ways of reaching understanding. When you study something, you sometimes try to understand it through observing it. Those who observe the internet include data collectors, who don't even need to tell people that what they share online is being collected at all and can be used to make money. While other researchers and scientists want to better understand the world to make a difference. This includes to help with big problems, such as COVID-19. So there is not just one kind of data, and not just one way of understanding data, but many ways, and some with good intentions and some with bad. That's why we need to be helped to better understand data and how data are interpreted and understood. These data are often our data. They're data about us, and the way they're used affects us. But it is not always clear where they have come from or how and why they are used. The wrong questions lead to misunderstandings. Let's think of an everyday example. You might have had a text asking you the question, would you recommend your local doctor to a friend? But in reality, we don't recommend GPs. We don't have conversations like these. We go to the nearest one that will take us. We might just answer yes to the question to get rid of it, even though we can never get an appointment, and when we can speak to someone, they're rude. Our answers to questions like these are sent as data for people or algorithms to understand how well things are working. So if we imagine that the answers to this question become data, lots and lots of data that join all the other data out there, if we follow some data, what could we understand differently? When our answers about doctors' surgeries end up with people who measure the results, they may compare our local area with others and understand it as doing well. This misunderstanding becomes more data. If we follow these again, we might find different scientists who will understand less rather than more about the nation's health. Another misunderstanding, which might then mean governments follow data that involve numerous misunderstandings, and meanwhile, the invisible data gatherers can sell these insights to companies for profit. So we followed the data to see how misunderstandings can cause mistakes in data and decisions. But misunderstandings aren't only about what happens next. They're also about what happened before. Where do these bad questions come from? So, what if we follow the data backwards too? The silly thing is that often similar people who measure the misunderstandings go on to make more bad questions that lead to more misunderstandings, and these affect some people really badly, whilst others get to not notice at all. When decisions are made, they affect people's lives differently. And those in charge are not always so understanding about this. They are also not understanding about how it feels to have data collected. Sometimes our data are collected to watch what we are doing, but without our knowing, or in a way that can be harmful, upsetting, or offensive. People who want data aren't always understanding about the people whose data they use. People sometimes give their data without knowing the implications. Those of us using fitness trackers to monitor our health don't always appreciate how much of ourselves we are giving away. We don't always think about how our data are sold again and again to offer insights to other companies, not in ways that help us, but help those who want our data to sell us stuff. To be understanding requires experience and knowledge, and this needs information, which increasingly comes from data. Yet being understanding also requires empathy and tolerance, a deeper awareness of where or who data or knowledge comes from. We don't often think about how we understand the word understanding. but it is vital and helps us become more understanding people. To find out more about these ideas, you can watch the other videos in this series, all taken from my book, Understanding Wellbeing Data.